A recent report on rawstory.com claims that former President Trump was injured by broken glass shards rather than a bullet. Mr. Trump claimed in a Truth Social post that a bullet struck his ear. An assassin opened fire on former President Donald Trump during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. Let's look into this. So come on, let's go.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
According to rawstory.com article by Brad Reed published on July 13, 2024, law enforcement officials have claimed two different sources that former President Donald Trump was not grazed by a bullet, but rather by glass shards. The officials in question told both Newsmax Alexei Salvi and Axios' Julie Grace Brufke that Trump was hit by glass shards that may have erupted from the shattering of a teleprompter that was hit by gunfire. Trump himself later said in a post to Truth Social that his ear was hit by a bullet. Earlier on Saturday, law enforcement sources confirmed that the person suspected of firing a weapon at Pennsylvania Trump rally had been killed, as had at least one person in the crowd. Videos showed Trump grabbing his neck after apparent gunshots had been fired before Secret Service agents pulled him to the ground. They then took him away in an armored vehicle to the hospital where he was treated for injuries. Former President Donald Trump was taken to Butler Memorial Hospital after shots were fired at his rally on Saturday.
This video was taken a little before 9 o'clock tonight, and you can see a motorcade escorting the former president from the hospital, a significant line of police cars, all of them with their lights flashing. And at the very end of that very long line, there is an ambulance. Now, it is unclear if exactly the former president was inside that ambulance.
The New York Times noted, Mr. Trump grabbed his right ear and quickly ducked after the noises began, with the sounds coming from the bleachers to the left where he was standing at a lectern. The noises came in two groups and smoke rose from that section of the bleachers. After a brief pause, Mr. Trump rose, surrounded by a group of uniformed Secret Service members. He pumped his fist to the crowd, and then he was rushed off the stage and ushered into his motorcade, which quickly left the venue. The Butler Farm Show, the Times added.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold on, your head is bloody.
So we got to move to the bus.
Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. My shoes.
Watch out.
A spokesperson for the Secret Service told the Times that Trump is safe after an incident occurred at his rally. Stephen Chung, a Trump spokesman, said Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. According to Newsweek.com article by Ellie Cook, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has named a 20-year-old Pennsylvania man as the subject involved in an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump on Saturday. The FBI has identified Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, as the subject involved in the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. A Sunday morning statement said, "This remains an active and ongoing investigation." Little else is known about Crooks at this time. A local media reporter indicates that Crooks graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. He was reportedly a registered Republican voter. According to HuffPost.com article by Paige Lavender published on July 13, 2024, President Joe Biden spoke Saturday after former President Donald Trump was wounded in a shooting at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, saying everybody must condemn political violence. There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick, Biden said. At the time of his remarks, Biden said he hadn't gotten a hold of Trump because the former president was with his doctors and apparently he's doing well. Biden did speak with Trump later Saturday night, according to the White House. The president said Trump should have been able to conduct a political rally peacefully and said that the idea of political violence in America is just unheard of and inappropriate.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
According to rawstory.com article by David McAfee, a man who claims to have seen the shooter who injured Donald Trump while the former president was speaking at his Pennsylvania rally on Saturday has raised a lot of questions about how the attack occurred. CNN Saturday evening replayed a video of a BBC interview in which an individual claims to have seen the shooter several minutes before any shots had been fired. He said he tried to warn those protecting Trump to no avail. The animated pro-Trump witness says he saw the shooter in tan clothes with a rifle crawling up on the roof. He says he tried to point out the individual to the police and Secret Service, but for some reason, they didn't have a good vantage point, and his calls were ultimately ignored. I'm sitting here pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes, the man says to the BBC. Secret Service is just not looking at us.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police are like, huh, what?
That's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching the Daily Nation. God bless America. Stay tuned for more updates.